Dora School was first built as a log building that was located in land that was owned by Cleta Grisham. The exact spot of the building on the land is unknown. Around 1904, a new one-room school building was built closer to Dora, but just a short distance away from the first original log structure. This new building was built on 10 acres of land that was donated by Edwin and Ray Dupree, a father and son who had a partnership with the land. This spot was chosen because there was a spring on the land at the time. This school was used for a number of years for all 8 grades. A second room was added in 1928 on the north side of the building. This new room would serve as a 2-year high school. After a few years, the 3rd year was added. During this time, the district had a hard time trying to establish a 4-year high school, and it was decided that they would move the elementary classes to Sweeten Pond Church building until the construction of the new high school was complete. This also allowed more room for the high school classes in the 2-room building. This was the last year that they held classes in this building. The old 2-room building was then moved next to the site for the new Rock High School. Elementary grade rooms were built out of the lumber. Times were hard for the small district, and in the beginning, some wondered how it would be possible for them to build a new school. In 1937, the Rock building was completed, and this was the first year for a 4-year high school. In the spring of 1938, the first class graduated. From this new 4-year program, there were only 5 graduating seniors. In the 1940s, the district expanded and started running a bus route to get children to school. In 1957, a gym, a new high school addition, and a cafeteria were added to the Rock building. The elementary building was moved from the old wooden building to the Rock building where the high school had been located. A building for industrial arts, ag arts, and a garage were added throughout the years. Many improvements were made to the school in the 1990s. A new library addition and a building for speech and Title I classes were added in 1993. On January 21st, 1998, at about 1 o'clock in the morning, Sally and Brian Gunter were on their way to the hospital where their second child would soon be born. Sally says she doesn't exactly remember what made her turn her head and look toward the school that night, but when she did, she saw a kind of flickering light in the ground-level basement windows. A blaze had started in the 60-year-old school that would soon demolish the building and everything inside of it. In a surprisingly short time, many local residents were on the scene along with 11 area fire departments and 21 fire trucks. Most of the community had been out of town for an away basketball game and had returned home only an hour before the fire broke out. Residents were all working together to try and save anything they could, but it wasn't much. Water was a major problem. At first, the fire trucks refilled their tanks from water hoses at a Crossroads store. Then they started using water out of someone's pond and eventually ended up using water from the school's lagoon. Firefighters soon realized that the library might be saved if the hallway that connected it to the main school could be torn down. After hearing this, Ronnie Howard rammed his semi-truck through the hallway to separate it from the rest of the school. Eventually, all people could do was stand back and watch the firefighters hose down the smoldering rubble. The parts of the school that were saved from the fire included the library, the vocational agriculture building, the superintendent's office, and a new cafeteria that was still under construction. The gym and the classrooms, along with the student records, 50 years of composite photographs of graduating seniors, and nearly all the school's equipment, furniture, and books were lost. It was later on decided that the fire was caused by a 10-burner gas range in the school's kitchen. The students only missed 8 days after this devastation. Trailers were brought in and set up in the school parking lot. Each trailer had a bathroom and 2 classes were held in each one. Sack lunches were prepared each day at the Assembly of God Church down the street and served each day in the VOAG building. Basketball teams practiced wherever they could, but often at Fairview.